ever since my little brother told me he would hide anything from a black man, put in
Put
the
in
book.
the put in the book, huh?
Because you don't need no locks, you don't need no keys, you don't need no. We ain't gonna open the book. It's sad. That is sad, really. But
It's facts.
yeah, the, they say the thing that really hurt is real. It is the facts. We should be like that. But if by design was told that it was trained that way, as adults, we got to start studying and reading and redirect those changes, change those changes because we was taught wrong. It's up to us now. You know, we got to teach our kids and our daughters, what's right. We learned some wrong things along the way. They got to be able to see from what we learned that was right, and the thing we was taught. It was only what our parents to give us what they thought it was best. If they didn't know, they didn't know. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's funny. It's weird that you talk about that right now. Let me go ahead. I guess better go and do this. We live right now, so everybody. This is the Williams Realities. This is Investing Now. This is partnership with everyone, trying to just teach folks about real estate, teach about investment and just growing wealth. So we having a little conversation right now. We started at 9:00 on the dot talking. Mr. Benson brought up a couple good points. One about asking a question about, hey, why did I meet you? What's the purpose? Why did you come into my life whenever you meet someone? Two, about, hey, if you don't want somebody to learn something, put it in a book. Because 9 times 10, they ain't gonna research it, they ain't gonna study it. They're not gonna try and go no further than what the surface layer. And then 3, the next point was, another 2 more points. One,
yeah,
about fear, about how you scared to take action, why we won't change the narrative, why we just stick with the same plan that's already been played. And then 4, because our parents was not able to teach us different ways, then we get stuck in that pattern and don't try and learn a different way, get out of that mindset. Then we just want to keep doing the same thing over and over again instead of a different result. So did I misquote anything that you want to add to that?
No, and that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Plain and simple. That's the definition of insanity. But you hit it right on the point, man. With those things, we must take action and change. Our parents taught us everything they do, give all the love they had. So my cousin told me a long time ago, it's up to us now to dig a little bit deeper, either study their parents to figure out why we are the way we are, so we can have a full understanding why we feel the way we feel about certain things. So, in other words, I'm saying we got to dig a little bit deeper. What they say to become the more God wants us to become. Really, that's how I look at it. So we must dig a little bit deeper, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you say that, what come in my mind? I'm a visual learner, so when people say stuff, I got to put words into some kind of picture. I think about a tree. When a tree is first planted, it's only planted so far on the ground. I mean, they dig a hole, they put the tree in, and they throw dirt on top of it, right?
Right.
But them roots, they keep growing and growing. They go a little deeper and they go a little deeper, and they make that tree a solid foundation up under the ground. The first one, you can knock that tree over. That's why they got what they put when you put a tree first in the ground, they put little wires around, they put little rope around,
Right,
they put
right.
sticks
Yeah.
up. But then over time, that tree can hang itself and hold itself on because them roots can grow, just as you said. You got to grow a little deeper and go a little deeper. So all I can say, man, you spot on with what you're saying. I get it. I forgot the acronym for fear is fake. Fake existent, fake. I forgot the words for it. Representing something, I forgot. Appearing to be real. Fake something appearing to be
Right.
real. Appearing to be real. some of that nature. But
And
yeah,
you said
now
earlier about books, and you said you read. I thought about Think and Grow Rich. When I read that book, it was eye opening because I guess our mind don't think that much. But once I read that book, I'm like, man, why start at the bottom and you can start at the top? Why? So, in other words, it's changing the whole mindset of that Think and Grow Rich. So we can do those things, read that and understand it. That's a book you can read every single year and you'll pull something different from it. So I believe we need to look at that. And another video that I believe everybody needs to go watch is The Strangest Secret. If you read that and watch that for 30 days, you'll never be the same.
absolutely. You know, I think I told them about. Oh, did you look at that after I told you about it a couple of weeks ago, or did you see it before?
Well, I had seen it before. I tried to listen to it. I had it on my on YouTube if I could look at it over every 2 weeks. And I kind of got off track. So I saw it yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it every day for the next 30 days. And I'm gonna give me a card and write one goal on the card and write those three things I'm supposed to do as say we're supposed to do it in the Bible. And I'm gonna carry it with me every single day. That's the next 30 days.
Absolutely, and that's how you get it, man. I mean, you gotta set it up goals. You gotta put it in front of you, and you gotta read over it and put it where you can see it every day. I'm big on out of sight, out of mind. I'm big on that. If it ain't in sight, it's out of mind. So I'm that guy that if I gotta pay a bill, literally gotta pay a bill, and they can't automatic, I put the bill by the front door. So when I walk out the door, I gotta pick it up off the ground.
You're so silly, really.
I really do. If I got to pay a bill that day and then I got to write it out and take it to the store,
Right.
that bill going right in front of that door on the floor. So that when I'm walking out the door, I pick it up and I got to pay it.
So in other words, you said you learn
Oh yeah.
what to do. Yeah. Basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Because out of sight, out of mind. If I put that bill inside my bag,
Right.
it ain't getting paid. Now, if it go in my note bag, like with my notes said, where I'm writing notes, I put it in my binder where my next page of notes at, because when I go to work, after I do actions every day, I got to record everything I've done so that at the end of the year, when they do my evaluation, all I have to do is just go back through my notes and write down all the stuff I achieved over time.
Right. Absolutely.
Journalism is
Absolutely.
very important.
Absolutely.
So, well,
Absolutely.
look, man, I appreciate that conversation piece to open it up. For those who just joined us, we basically were talking about how over time we keep doing the same thing over again instead of doing different stuff. How, our parents did the best they can do to teach us, but, so many times we repeat just what they taught us instead of trying to go further. How if you want to learn something or know something, we put in a book and you never open it up to read it or listen to it or try and figure it out. And then how we have fear to own our own, to do our own, to step out on our own. So that's kind of some of the stuff that Mr. Vincent brought to my attention to talk about. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some things that I'm sure that most folks be fear of. For those on the call, I think most of y'all have taken action before on this stuff, but I'm gonna talk about how to get started in real estate with little to no money of your own. To little or no money of your own. So one of there's a few strategies. This ain't gonna be a long call tonight, but one of the strategies is called bird dogging, right? Bird dogging is when you go out there and you go find out information about a property and you bring it back to an investor. That's just really all it's about. It's like, hey, I'm driving around, I see a house abandoned or it look like it's abandoned. Since I see it look abandoned and I think it's in a pretty nice neighborhood or a nice community or it's a nice looking home, then I go and investigate more. I may go and look around the house, take pictures of the house. I may go in to the tax assessor's office and see if who paying the taxes, who the owner of the house is. I'm gonna try and find out as much information as possible. I want to find out if it's a mortgage on the property. I want to find out if you got a lien against the property. I want to find out everything I didn't know about this property. And if I find out as much as I need to know, then I get paid a finder's fee. Right? This is when you go to an investor, you find an investor and say, hey, look, how much you'll pay me for this lead? I got a lot of information. The more information you have, the more valuable your cost is. Now, the only thing about this is a finder's fee is like $10 to $50. It ain't much money. But you ain't do nothing but gather information. That's all you did. You gather information. You ain't taking any risk. You ain't tied up with nothing. You ain't putting nothing on the contract. All you did was find out as much information as possible to save this person time from finding out this information. And you get paid $10 to $50 for that. That's just bird dog, right? Then you get now that, like I said, that's a limited risk. And the disadvantage is you don't get paid a lot of money. But if you find out a lot of information about a lot of houses, you start learning a lot about real estate and you get paid a little money to learn. The second way, that's one way. Any questions about that way? Anybody got any questions about that way?
Just what's the fee you say? What's the fee?
Probably $10 to $50. Yep, $10 to $50. That's all you make at the max. I mean, now, if you want to get paid a finder's fee, you can get up to $500. Right? A finder's fee is when you make a deal with the investor that if they close on a property, then you get paid. If they close on a property and they actually do that, then that means you don't get paid right away. You get paid if they close. That means you risking a chance. Now you're risking something. You may not get paid none at all because they may not never close. Right? So if you want to make easy money and quick money to get started, you can go out there and find a lot of information about a lot of property and keep the investor from doing so much time researching it, and you just get paid for finding it. All right. The next way is real estate wholesaling, flipping a house, right? Quick flip or wholesaling, what they call it. That's when you basically do everything you did in the first one. You found the house, you found out information on the house. The only thing different with this one is you tie the house up with a contract. Now you have to do something. Now you're taking a little risk because you put your name out there on the line. You put it on the contract, and if you find a buyer that want it, now you get paid a little bit of a fee. Most of the time, this is the example that I guess I'll bring to your attention. I find a house worth $125,000. They only owe $90,000 to the mortgage company. The person really wants the house out their name. You put the house on the contract for $100,000, right? So basically, you put your little wholesale fee in there, and you basically find, like I said, the house worth $125,000. So you find somebody out there that's willing to pay you $100,000 for something worth $125,000. It only need probably like paint, a little paint done, a little touch up, and you can rent it out. They can rent the people out. You just don't have the money for all that, so you go ahead and find an investor. Investor pay you the $100,000. Buy the house with $100,000. You come out with $10,000. That's called wholesaling the quick fit, right? That's the second way. Again, you didn't put any money in. You just basically put it under contract and found somebody else, an end buyer, to buy the property, and you get paid $10,000. The advantage is now you tied up with the property a little bit now. Now you have a contract. Now you have kind of an obligation to try and help this house get out of this person's hand, and now you're taking more risks, right? And then the second part of that is the more risk you take, the more money you make. So that's the second way. The third way, and this is a final one, like I said, this is a quick one right here, is partnership. You don't have any money, but you have a little knowledge and experience. And you find a partner that wants that same property. So we're gonna use the same example. You find a property that's worth, the people owe $90,000. They're willing to get rid of it, all right? You still find a partner that's willing to pay the money to either a lending, a credit partner, or either they just want to help with the down payment to get the property. So when they're a credit person, they basically come with, let me try, because I hear that back feed. All right. So what I hear, when they're a credit person, they can come with the lending company and they can buy the house with their lender. And then all of a sudden you get paid, you charge still the same $10,000, but y'all partner up so that y'all can both get paid off the property. Y'all put the little $5,000 on the property, keep and buy and hold for long term, and y'all split the profit. That's one way of doing it. All right. Another way of doing it is I'll just stick with that one way because that's a good way right there, where you buy the property with a partner You don't have the money, they have the money. You do the work, you do the painting, you do all the stuff, and you get the house rented out, then y'all split the profit. I gonna get this too. Maybe you do the you go ahead, they secure the property for you, and then all of a sudden y'all split the profit. Y'all sell it for the 125,000 after you put 5,000 in there, and y'all split y'all split the profit, the difference between each other, whatever y'all sell it for. So that's another way to get in without little or none of your money, but the other people's money works for you. And now you just got started in real estate. So those are a few ways to get started in real estate with little to none of your money. That's really what I wanted to share with y'all, some ways to do that. So now the floor is open. You're going to mute your phones. And if you have any questions or comments or you want to add on to what we said, that's pretty much what I had to give y'all tonight. Don't all unmute at one time.
I don't really have much to say, LT. All of that was good information, good overviews of different ways you can get into getting some properties for no money. So I just wanted to say, hey.
Hey, I saw your text message yesterday. I didn't get back with you yet. I've been going, but I definitely read it. I definitely appreciate it.
Okay, cool,
And,
cool. No
next week, if you want to do it next week, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Right,
and I send some invites. If you like, once you lock it in, I send some invites out to other people because lately I haven't been sending invites. I just been wanting to, test the water, see who getting on, and I'm good. I mean, I get out one call and get to another call. So hey, if it's a small crowd, I feel more comfortable anyway.
Okay, all right. You want me to send him? You want me to send you his number so you can talk to him and vet him or ask whatever questions you have, or you want
that'd
me
be perfect. Yeah, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Yeah, send me his contact information and I'll call and talk to him and get a little bit back on him. So when I introduce him, it could be more personal.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll do.
I appreciate you for doing that too.
Oh, no problem. Anything I can do to help share information with anybody on the call.
Absolutely. Well, I have to get on my game and email a lot of people and beat them up and put it out there a lot so that we can kind of get more people to call than 5 or 6.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else got any comments or questions?
No, I had spoke to you earlier about invites to different people. You need that email before they get the invite so they can be able to log on. You need that first up front.
Say one more time.
Do you need the email up front, or I can send them the same login?
Oh, you can send them saying login now. If you send me the email, that means I will add them to my distro when I start back probably whenever I do stuff like this. You won't have to worry about bugging them that much. You can still do it, but I just add it to the distro and that be saved.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we go start getting cranked up because, like I say, both of them they into different fields. I know we do a little bit both. We go from real estate to stock market and stuff like that. So I know one stock market, other trying to get into life insurance. And like I said, we do all that stuff. So I want to be able to get up with the right crew of people to keep everything going forward.
Absolutely. And for this place is called investing. That's why I call it investing now 2021. Only because we want to hear from everybody. I mean, if they talk in the language, I can speak it real estate. I mean, stock market and life insurance is just like all that stuff go hand in hand with real estate. It's the same thing, same different, same outline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy low, sell high. Over the course of time, you pay something each month and it build cash value. That's for insurance.
Right. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, just send me the invite and then you can share the link with them as well. And then I was really honest, like, hey, just to be transparent, I was really waiting for us to go ahead and take more action with the coach, everybody in the coaching class on the bring good news stories, and then we're gonna pump it back up with everybody, all the different stories and all the money y'all making.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we gotta get on it then.
Yeah, I miss my
Mhm.
family. But it's all good. We gonna be all right because I mean, just to be transparent to everybody, we all have the same issue. We're working a 9 to 5. We want to do great at our job. We're not trying to sell out on our job. We love what we do. It's just the fact that we want to have independence and we want to be financially independent. So this real estate is a way that we can make money without working as hard. Going to work, putting in the time and getting paid for that time, that's all you're getting paid for. Unless you're a salary person and you got so many days you can get paid when you're off or when you're sick or whatever. But when you invest into something like an investment, then that asset is a return on your money and you just work one time. You invested at one time and now your money keeps flipping over and over again, which is more of a passive income instead of active income.
Right.
We all see the vision. We all know that it's possible. And I mean, everybody on this call know it's possible. That's why you're on the call. But when it comes to making ends meet now and making a check now, that's really important. So, and what I've been asking the people in our coaching call is it's like a tree. You get an axe and you start hitting on that tree. You got to keep on chipping on it. I ain't never seen one person hit a tree one time with one axe, a real tree, and it just fall over. You got to keep hitting it from different angles and keep chipping away. And sooner or later, that tree gonna fall. So in our real estate business and our coaching call, keep working your same job because we're not mad at our boss. We're not mad at our job. We're not mad at nobody. We just want a way to not have to work till we're 60, till we're 50. Till we tired.
It's not working. Like, we just get tired.
We don't want to work till we tired. We want to work now. We want to be done now and then say, okay, now my money making.
Right. And LT, something else that I'll share on that note is, and one of the things that I have been waiting on as far as being able to take action on my next property is to get into a full-time 9 to 5 W-2 paying job. And the reason is because I have multiple streams of income with being a realtor and my investment properties and whatever job I'm usually working at the time. But because the realtor income is self-employed and the investment income is investment income, they don't really, it's hard to get qualified with the lender to buy property, even though you may have multiple streams of income, if those streams of income are not a W-2 paying job. It's harder to get qualified and you have to have a longer history of turning a consistent profit in those streams of income. And I had been on my previous job for just over a year. So I was getting ready to buy another property because I'm like, okay, hey, I've been here a year. I can show it on my tax returns. And I can go ahead and move forward. But then I got laid off from my job suddenly. So now, okay, that kind of put me back in a position that I was in. So I kind of had to start over. But it really makes a difference when you have a W-2 paying job, because now I've been on my new job for like a month. And to get pre-qualified to buy property now is just so much easier. Because even though I haven't been there 6 months or a year, because there was a small enough gap between when I left my last job, when I started this one, just the fact that, okay, hey, this is what my income is going to be. And I have 2 paycheck stubs to show and prove that this is what it is. It made all the difference in the world in being able to get pre-qualified to buy another property. And so it's just always really good to have that W-2 paying job if you plan on buying property, especially if you plan on buying multiple properties, because that is really what the lenders really want to see, unless you have 3 or 4 years of consistent self-employed income at a high enough level to qualify for the amount that you're asking them for.
LT, did we talk about a few weeks ago about your escort, you paying yourself?
Absolutely.
So that's gonna be an LT race and see which one we can get to that status first.
It's on, buddy. It's on. On your
I'll
mark,
put
get
it out
set.
there. I said it first, nigga. But that should be everybody's goal, though. That should be. You want to look at it. You want it to look like to them you still working for somebody else, even though it might be your own LLC. You still want to look like you're working for somebody else. So
Yes.
yeah, you're right. That's the way to go. I'm looking forward to that. My point. I'm looking
And
forward
I
to
tried that too. I went to my CPA. I'm like, look, dude, can we just put myself on my own payroll, my LLC, so that I could then give myself a W-2, and then that way I'm in a better position to buy. And he was like, well, you really need an S corp to do that, and then there's certain types of restrictions that you have to have in place to do that. But he says if you get a couple more properties, you make a little bit more money, then we can go that route. But I thought about that now. I'm like, I'm trying to get my next property. I ain't trying to be held up by my situation changing like that.
Right.
So I was trying to come at it from a bunch of different ways. But yeah, he put that on my mind. So that's the goal.
I love talking about this stuff. I can talk about this all day. That's why one other video we was talking about, we was talking about the life insurance, and that's another avenue I think all of us should be looking into, because hey, that's another stream, you know. So we're gonna keep on talking all that information, and we're gonna become great because we share the knowledge.
LT had a guest on a few months back that did a really good presentation on life insurance. I need to get ready to call her, as a matter of fact.
Yep, she did. She did.
No, absolutely. No, everything y'all said is on point. I mean, I definitely think that if you have kids, and you just now starting the real estate business, you definitely need a 9 to 5 just to even have health care, have
insurance.
stuff, it definitely saves you money by having a 9 to 5 job, as well as, like you said, if you want to invest in the properties and use bank traditional finances, you definitely got to have a W-2 job, because they don't care about how much money you make. You can show them that you got $1 million in the bank. The bank gonna question where you get the $1 million from. If you ain't working, how you get the $1 million? You need to justify this, and you justify that, and you justify this. So you got a 9 to 5. Now you should show, hey, over the last couple of months, my trucks, say I work for this trucking company, and I'm the general manager of it, and I got $200,000 for the last 4 months. So I got $800,000 in the bank.
Right
now. So no, I'm definitely for it. I mean, and that's why I wanted to make sure, a lot of folks get confused when I talk about why I want to own my own business, why I want to be a real estate investor. They think I'm bashing a job and somebody else to work, and I'm not bashing nothing. Everybody entitled to do what they say fit. But I do feel like it's kind of sad when you're afraid to bet on yourself just because of a job. You got a job, you're smart, you make good money, but you're smart enough to get this more money by doing it yourself. And anybody, well, everybody ain't got that kind of ambition. Everybody don't have that drive. No, you just ain't fed it yet. You just ain't even thought about it. You too busy saying, I want to be comfortable and I just want to just do what, do the easy route probably, So at the end of the day, I just feel like sometimes it's good to just give that perception to someone, that perspective to someone, so that they can go with it however they see fit. If you never hear it, you'll never know to go with. But at least if you hear it one time, maybe that'll change something in your life. Maybe you'll start looking at it from a different angle. Maybe you'll want to do it. Maybe you never even thought about doing it before. So it's not for bashing people that work at a job. It's fine to work at a job, and it's great to work for a job. But I think that, hey, if you, I know you would like to make the same amount of money or more without doing it. I had the pleasure last week of sharing with everybody on a coaching class, Mr. 2 Weeks Out. Y'all know anything about Mr. 2 Weeks Out?
Who's 2 weeks out from what?
What's the school?
So I know you didn't look at that link. So Mr. 2 weeks out, he's a guy from Atlanta. He's from New York. He lived a very fast life for the first part of life, but dude was pretty much a millionaire by the time he was 20. He's in Atlanta. The reason why he got the name 2 weeks out, he went to a bodybuilding contest with his wife. He was a bodybuilder too, but his wife was competing. And one of the coaches came out and said, "Hey man," told one guy to take his shirt off. And then he told him to take his shirt. He said, "Hey man, I'm here to support my wife. I'm not here for the competition." And he took his shirt off anyway, because he, did what the man say do. And that man said, "Man, hell, he looked 2 weeks out and he ain't in the competition." So after that, he held on to the name and he called himself Mr. 2 weeks out. Now, Mr. 2 weeks out was running trucks, right? He lived in Atlanta. He was making $2,000 a week, $2,000 a week running trucks. But he started working on, he started doing weightlifting in the gym, and he'd been doing weightlifting, but he started enjoying teaching other folks weightlifting so much of body composition and training their body that he stopped his job, his trucks. He said, "Man, that's gonna be my way out." And he started investing in himself. He actually went from $2,000 a week to $25,000 in a whole year. They repossessed their car. He had foreclosure letter. He stopped all that to pursue something he loved doing, teaching people their bodies. And now the man, a multi-millionaire, and he did Rick Ross. He didn't want to help Rick Ross lose all that weight. He helped a whole bunch of other people. But the reason why I'm sharing this with everybody, what the whole goal was, he said was, and I heard Steve Harvey say this before too. I heard other people say this. If you cut hair and you start out making $5 an hour, sooner or later you can get to making $100 an hour if you cut the right person hair. Other folks could have just as good as you, but they're gonna be making $5 an hour, $10 an hour, because they don't see their potential and they won't go no further. They just stay where they at. But the farther you reach out and the more people that you influence, the more money that you will make. So Mr. 2 weeks out said, "Hey, if I'm charging $250 for this person and I do a great job, that person's gonna tell 5, 10 other people. And I'm charging $250 for them 5 or 10 other people. And then if everybody keep on talking about me and everybody keep on bringing people, I ain't going up on my price. I just need more people. And I don't mind doing more people for the same price because I love what I do. I'm doing what I enjoy to do." And basically, he found a way to partner up and collaborate with others. Basically, what I'm doing with this coaching class, collaborating with others, partnering up with others, trying to teach them what I think I know. And if they go out there and do the same thing, we're multiplying efforts, we're duplicating efforts. And now instead of me making money out of one house, now 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 people doing the same thing I'm doing, and we're making the same money, duplicating the same effort and making the same and doing the same amount of work. Just more people doing it, and now make everybody making money, everybody. And that's basically what Mr. 2 weeks out did. He started contracting his work out with other people. He said, "Hey, if you bring these folks to the game, if you bring this many people to the business, then we'll start giving you a higher commission." And over time, the 2 weeks out now is a multi-millionaire. And he's doing very well. His wife doing very well, and they still got a company. And now he's just doing it online, and he's doing it at the company, and he's still charging the same price that he started a long time ago because he loves what he's doing. So I'm only sharing it with you all because I want to encourage all of you to pursue your passion. Keep working your 9 to 5. Keep taking advantage of the benefits of working a 9 to 5. However, with the money that you make from that 9 to 5, don't go out there and buy your nice cars. Don't go out there and pay for your vacation. Don't go out there and use the money from the job to have fun with. Use the money from the 9 to 5 to invest into as many assets as possible. Just like Mr. 2 weeks out. Invest into as many assets as possible. When I worked for Primerica, when I started with Primerica a long time ago, they said, "Hey, do you want to be a store or do you want to be a vending machine? Do you want to be Coca-Cola in the store or do you want to be Coca-Cola in a vending machine?" I want vending machine because a vending machine can work outside, inside, 24 hours a day, right? But if you in a doggone store, the store got closing hours. There ain't no 24 hours a day. You ain't selling all during that 24 hours. So that's why I want to encourage you all to do. Go out there and pursue your passion, then and duplicate your passion, triple your efforts. Teach more people to do the same thing and find a way to make a commission off of them doing the same effort. They make their money, you making your money, but your effort is the same. You're just getting paid more for the same effort. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
Cool.
So sooner or later, I'm gonna. Hey, look, Priscilla, I got something in place for you. I'm trying to. I got some ideas for you too with real estate. I know you like drama and like being theater, and I actually got something with that too. I want to use your creativity in the future. And some of the people on the call know exactly what I'm talking about. That
Okay.
Because I definitely want to take our advertisement in the future to another level. So just, keep chipping away. I promise you, everything you're doing ain't in vain. And the partnership will grow in the future, in the long term. And hopefully it won't be too long in the future.
That's what's up. I'm down. Just whenever you're ready.
Gotcha. Well, that's all I really had for tonight. Like I said, we went from we talked about a whole lot of aspects in this short period of time. And I hope that someone gains something information from it. And, our calls on Mondays really just just for information, and it's informal, and I'm being more informal now because I just got so much on my plate that, I'd rather do it this way, where it's more conversational, more participation, more open to anyone. And I will advertise for the young man. What's his name?
Cool. Oh, the guy
for
next week?
Yeah.
Mr. Folk, I believe is his last name.
All right. So I will go ahead and try and push out and do some more, a little bit more advertising this week. So the next week we can have more people on the call for him, for sure.
Yes. It's definitely going to be good information that they're going to want to know, especially those people who have properties. And you can use it on your personal properties too, I think. As a matter of fact, didn't have to necessarily be investment properties. So definitely going to be a lot of good information on how to save money, how to get some work done for free. So
absolutely sound perfect. Well, look, it's 9:40. I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone on the call. Hope everybody have a great evening, and look forward to next week. And everybody on the call, please invite 3 or 4 people next week. We got a great presentation to happen.
Not a problem, LT. We'll do it. I just want to encourage everybody to read.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, LT.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.